I talked about my favorite anime, then the worst anime I've watched, and then finally some mediocre ones with potential for my last couple of videos. It's time to be a bit more positive in this next video. Let's go over some anime I thought were very good and I would love to see another season from. Each of these anime definitely had the potential for more seasons, but my knowledge is purely based off of the anime and not the source material that these anime originate from. I'm also not going to talk about No Game No Life in this video, even though it is at the top of my wish list for another season. No Game No Life is my third favorite anime of all time, but the likelihood of it getting another season is basically zero. For this video, I have 4 anime that I would like to see another season from, but there are obviously plenty more to go with them. These are not the top 4 anime I would love to see another season from, but I will rank them in order from least to most as the video goes on. If this video does well, I'll make a part 2 to this. As usual, this is your spoiler warning for the rest of the video. Nice thing about this video is that I've given each one of these as an anime recommendation, so go check out that playlist if you want a spoiler-free synopsis. Wonder Witch: The Journey of Elaina is the first of 4 anime I would love to see another season from. I always describe it as a comfortable anime that can get dark very quickly. You follow a witch named Elaina on her travels throughout the world, if you couldn't understand that from reading the title. She is pretty vain, but overall easygoing and always willing to help others. Elaina growing up was fascinated by the tales of Nikke, a witch who traveled the world documenting her travels. Elaina growing up wanted to do the same thing and eventually became the youngest apprentice witch to pass the sorcery exam. She goes from place to place and writes of her travels just like Nikke. Some of the tales are lighthearted and some are very, very dark. One minute she's drunk on wine, having a great time, despite the tension between the 2 wine-producing villages. The next moment she's going back in time to help another witch prevent that witch's friend from becoming a psychopathic serial murderer. Going from very lighthearted and chill to extremely dark very quickly, with various other stories thrown in. That's probably what I liked most about Wandering Witch. The show kept you on your toes. You had no idea where Elaina was going next and didn't know what kind of trials awaited her, if any. It's just the nature of a show where magic is involved. There's seemingly endless possibilities. The show ends with Elaina bumping into a girl named Amnesia and accidentally swapping notebooks with her. Overall, I'd love to see more of Elena's travels, and she obviously needs to get her journal back. Wandering Witch had some great storytelling, keeping me interested throughout. I also love the overall vibe of the show. Each episode was just a pleasure to watch, and overall, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. Cautious Hero: The Hero is Overpowered but Overly Cautious is the next anime that I would love to see a second season from. At a personal rating of 7.8 out of 10, it is a hilarious isekai anime, and the main character is a Sigma male. The start of the show reveals to us that the goddess Restarte has been tasked with saving the world of Gaia Brande. She summons Saya, who is a remarkable character and is extremely strong at a low level. He made it an easy choice for the goddess to make. Saya is powerful, but he is very, very cautious. The obvious title makes the show obvious. Saya makes sure he is 1000% prepared for whatever he might face. At the beginning, he trains for a very long time despite being overpowered from the start. He buys a spare set of armor for his spare. Always has tons of potions at the ready. Saya burns everything he kills to a crisp to make absolutely sure whatever enemy it was doesn't get revived or resurrected. Most of the jokes come from how careful he actually is and how dead serious he is in doing what he does. As the story progresses, Restarte learns more about herself and Saya, as well as a special bond that they had between them. In their past lives, Saya and Restarte were in a different world trying to save it. Restarte was a human healer but was unable to keep Saya safe the first time around. Saya was the hero in that world too, but was extremely reckless and didn't prepare enough for the final fight, resulting in his death. When he was isekai'd into this new world, he left himself a little note to be extremely cautious and prepared for everything so that he could save everyone this time around. Saya, the first go around, couldn't save everyone, including Restarte, and the child she was carrying, which was also his. Saya's caution does pay off, sealing the demon lord away at the cost of his own life. Restarte helped him save the world, but only because she overused her powers, which was against the rules. She saved Saya from dying twice, while he sealed the demon lord away in Valhalla's gate. Restarte's superiors punished her by forcing her to save a SS-class world at the anime's end. An SS world is much harder than the one they had just saved, which was S-class. The demon lord in this world has complete control over it, making it much harder. She is stripped of her powers and must help the hero reclaim this world. Luckily enough for her, she is given Saya reverted back to his level 1 self. The best part of the ending is that this world is the exact same world Restarte and Saya were defeated in long ago. I really need to see how difficult it would be for them to reclaim this world, especially since Restarte is now powerless. And obviously it would be nice just to see the two of them together again. I feel like the likelihood of this getting a second season isn't very high, so I'll probably end up reading the source material for it. Idaten Deities No Only Piece is definitely an underrated show, and is the third anime I wish would get another season. This show has One Punch Man and Mob Psycho vibes, specifically the fight scenes, humor, and overall supernatural art style at times. These Idaten are supernatural beings and are born from the thoughts and wishes of people. Idaten are ridiculously strong and are seemingly unbeatable. In this anime, you follow a group of gods or Idaten who know nothing of the brutality of demons, since demons have been sealed away for more than 800 years. All demons were either defeated or sealed away by Idaten. This means that these Idaten have seemingly lived past their usefulness. You specifically follow 3 kid Idaten and 1 master who was around during the demon sealing ritual, but was only a kid at the time. This master Idaten, Rin, is always vigilant and continues training the other 3 Idaten so that they are ready if the demons ever return. She is extremely brutal in her methods of teaching, usually beating these kids into a bloody pulp and never taking it easy on them. Idaten do not get involved in the trivial matters of humans, but they only intervene when demons are involved. They are gods, but not saviors. Idaten do not care about prayer and overlook human atrocities as long as humans continue existing. They learn that one of the empires is secretly being held by demons. One of the kids easily, I think I'm saying that right, wants to use science to study these demons. Another kid, Idaten, Hayato, isn't very smart, but wants to become extremely powerful, so he constantly trains with Rin. Paula, the last kid, Idaten, is the lone female kid of the trio, trains as well, but likes to relax and talk to birds. Demons are led by Dr. Ubami, who everyone thinks is a demon himself. As the show progresses, it makes you believe that he is an Idaten himself, but it hasn't confirmed it just yet. These demons try their best to survive, with each demon having their own specialty. Some demons specialize in fighting, while others are better at strategy. One of the demons, Miku, is extremely smart and has ridiculous insight and wisdom. She resorts to some unsavory methods of survival. That's all I'm going to say about that topic. But when you do think about her thought process for doing so, it does make sense. I'm not condoning it though, just to make myself very clear. By the show's end, it leaves us on a massive cliffhanger. 2 of the Idaten, Isli and Paula, are captured by demons. They're being tortured and tested on. It'd be great to see more fight scenes, and just like most anime, I would like to see how the story progresses. The animation is top tier, and I give Idaten Deities No Only Peace an 8 out of 10. Hinamatsuri is the final anime in this video, and it is the one I most yearn for to get another season, at least in this video. Hinamatsuri is a hilarious supernatural anime that feels exactly like the Yakuza game franchise, but just in anime form. The main plot of the show focuses on Yoshifumi Nida and his newly found daughter Hina. I say newly found because Hina comes from the future, has ridiculous psychokinetic powers, and literally drops on top of Nida from a pod. Nida reluctantly becomes her de facto father, and they set out on various adventures. Nida is part of a Yakuza organization, which obviously draws parallels to the Yakuza game franchise. The overall humor of the show is exactly like the Yakuza game franchise as well. That's why if you really enjoyed those games, I highly recommend watching Hinamatsuri. Hina is extremely lazy, oftentimes seen sleeping in school and sitting around at home playing video games. Damn, she's just like me. Nida compares her to another Esper, Anzu, who is diligent and always works hard. Anzu was sent to kill Hina, but loses in a hilarious contest and gives that up. She cannot return to the future because her device ends up getting damaged. She initially is homeless, but is adopted by a loving family. She learns how to work hard for everything because she was homeless for so long. Towards the end of the only season Hinamatsuri had, they introduced a third Esper sent to recover both Hina and Anzu. The third Esper, named Mao, like the other 2, initially struggles when she's sent back in time, but she probably had the worst start of the 3. She lands on a deserted island and is stuck there for months with 0 human contact. Eventually, Mao builds a raft, escapes the island, and reaches China. Hina and Anzu are in Japan, so she still has a ways to go. She spent a couple of years in China becoming a leader for superhuman fitness instruction classes, in which she used her Esper abilities to do what no normal person could, helping the organization make tons of money in the process. By the end of the anime, however, she finally makes the journey to Japan to find Anzu and Hina. First and foremost, I would love to see the 3 Espers reunited finally, which is obviously one of the biggest reasons why I would love to see a second season. Hinamatsuri was a fantastic anime to watch, and is definitely one of the funniest ones I've watched as well. Hinamatsuri is hilarious, it has a solid story, and they get into a lot of weird moments that just make it an overall enjoyable watch. I give Hinamatsuri an 8.25 out of 10. Thanks for watching. Tell me what you thought of the video in the comments down below. Give me some anime recommendations or type of video you'd like to see in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.